Hi guys, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well and I hope uko chonjo. Everything inaendea vizuri and everything is okay. I would like to do a special thank you for everyone who has been subscribing. Asanteni sana, tunasonga, tunaendelea. We are on a journey na hii journey lazima tuende si wote because I'm sure these videos will be helping someone out there. And I thank you for the much support. Asanteni sana. Today I come to you with a story about my life, a life experience that changed my life. I had an impact, but I learned to live with it. And I would like someone who has gone through it or someone who is going through a difficult time to know that there's always light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm going to begin my story maybe from where it began and what led me to be in the situation that I'm going to talk about, as you have seen on the title. So in 2018, I decided that I'll leave my mother's house after going back there because life wasn't going so well for me in Nairobi. I had gone up country to rewind, unwind, and maybe start a business supported by my mother. But when I went up there, I loved DJing so much. So I got back into it and I felt like Nkobo, to be specific, was so slow for me. It was too slow. Too slow. Iko ina work. So what did I decide to do? I decided to come to Nairobi, not in very good terms with my mom because she didn't want me to come back to Nairobi. So this day I got high, went to the house, she could not take it, and when she confronted me about it, I was done. I stepped out in the rain, took my bag, took my shoes, put the shoes and some clothes in a bag, and headed for the journey back to Nairobi. Remember, in Nairobi, I had nowhere to live. My house had been closed. My things were at my friend's place. But I had a woman in my life who I believed would support me since I had supported them before. Which they did, which they did, and I am so grateful for that. So as I came back to Nairobi, I was coming back to look for a job, DJing job, so that I'm able to get back on my feet, pay my rent and everything. So in 2018, never happened in a big way. And also when I got the job, we decided that we are going to live together with this chick. So we started living together. And around January, I had to go home to make amends with my mom. So I had to leave the job. And when I left the job, my DJing job, another DJ came in the picture and he was given the job. I don't blame anyone, but I had to mend my family ties. Family is really important in your life. Familia ndio kila kitu. So in January in 2019, I'm living in this house, I'm jobless, and I really need money because Nairobi, Rungai, people know, actually I was in Rungai. People know that you need money to survive in these areas and anyway to look good and everything. So I have a friend, a DJ, who was selling his laptop. He had two, so he wanted to sell one. And he approached me about the gig and I was okay with it because I had sold things before, online platforms. So we got into it. This is my story about OLX. So I asked him to send me photos, akanitumia pictures za hiyo laptop, and I uploaded those pictures to my OLX catalog. And so I was there. He was selling the laptop at 20,000 and put it out at 22,000. So I could get the extra cash on top of what he will pay me. And very fast I got a customer and we chatted on OLX, agreed to change numbers because this deal was done. And for me, it was like a miracle. God was working for me because it came in so fast. And that's when you hear when the deal is too good, kindly think twice. On this case, I was desperate. Remember, I'm living in a chick's house. She is paying the rent. She is buying the food. And as a man, I was feeling like I was losing my glory. So I needed the money. So on this fateful day, I cannot remember the day of the week. It's really blurry because these are moments that you don't wish to remember in your life. So I actually never put it into dates, but it was around January, February there in 2019. So we agreed with the guy that we're going to meet at Java, Kimathi Street, Nairobi town. And I got ready, called my friend, told him I'm going to pass there in the morning. Me and this guy are going to meet at around 9:30, Pale Java, Kimathi Street. When I went to take the laptop, my friend was clear. Kama si Java we rudi tu. That is what he exactly said. But as as I came from Rungai to town, the guy called me and he told me, "You guy, you're getting late, and I might not even be buying that laptop." And I was so desperate for the money. I told him, "I'm on my way. I'm coming. Kindly, would you wait for me?" And he said yes. So when I tried to call him about, you know how jam is, Langata Road and all the way to town, especially around that time. So when I was almost in town, I called him and he did not pick up. I called him again, he did not pick up. I later called him when I was in town and he was like, "Yes, I was in town but I've left. I've gone to Ngara. You were taking so long. So are you going to bring me the laptop? Because I want to buy it and go ahead to do my own business and other things. I'm buying it for my cousin and all that." Gave me a very good explanation. I told him, "Why not? I'm going to bring it to you to Ngara. Is the money ready?" "The money is ready. We're going to test the laptop." And the dandy. And I was like, "This is the deal that will save me. Just 5,000 shillings in my hands, and maybe I can look for a job. I can even move, commute, and get another job." You know? So when I got there, Ngara, he explained to me, "Niko hapa Ngara Posta. Unajua mahali iko? Sijui Ngara vizuri, but where is it?" So as I was walking, I saw Posta. So I called him, I told him, "Actually, I've seen Posta. Where are you?" He said, "I'm driving, just give me a moment." So he came in a car, picked me up, I sat on the front seat. Right now, I trusted this guy because who does a deal that fast? And money is here, money is coming. So I was desperate and all I was thinking about was the money. So I sat in his car. He was like, "Where's the laptop?" I told him, "Here's the laptop." "Where's the charger?" "Here's the charger." So he picked it, opened it, looked at it very nicely. Then he took the laptop and kept it on the back seat. So also, I who was holding the charger, put the charger in the back seat, accepting that this is a done deal. Then we drove for about 100 meters or 200 meters, 150 meters. After that, he was like, "So tushuke, twende nikuchukulie pesa. Just a light, I go get you your money at my store, then we will be done." So I alighted, very excited. This is a closed deal and I'm going to get paid. As we were walking, we walked actually for another maybe 100 meters or 150 meters to a hotel where he said, "Have you taken breakfast?" "No, sijakunywa kitu yote." He said, "Haya, kaa hapa hivi kunywe chai nikikuchukulia pesa." This guy is buying me tea. Aren't you trusting this guy already? Mimi nilikuwa nishaingia box. So I sat down, ordered for the tea. Actually, I did not immediately order for the tea. So when he was there, he said, "Acha nikuje." Then he was like, "Wait, before I go and come back, we have not checked if that laptop is charging using the charger that you brought. So here is my key to my car. Go get the laptop. Come, let's check if it's charging." I was like, hey, this guy is so nice. Even he's giving me the car keys and he doesn't know me. He has not met me any other day. So he trusts me too. I took the key and I went back where we had parked the car. I checked. The model of the car that was there was the same as the one that we alighted. But this time, this car looked newer. Like, I got my phone, called him, and asked him, what is the number plate of your car? He said, you just check where we parked. It's there. No one has moved it. I called him again and I was like, I really need the number plate. He said, come back to the hotel. Give me the keys, I will go get it myself. So I went back to the hotel. Getting there, he's not there. I asked the people who are serving us, and they said, no, we don't know him and we don't know where he's gone. I called him. He said, you just stay there, I'm coming. I sat there for a moment and I was like, no, sitting here is not helping me at all. Let me go to that car, try this key. If it works, I get my laptop and my charger. At least as I sit, I'm seated with them, secure, knowing I have everything. Remember, it's even a laptop I'm selling to someone I don't know. So the moment I went back to that same place, to that same car, and tried the key, there was a gentleman. I don't think he was gentle. There was a man who sold spare parts. And he was like, why are you opening people's cars? Mbona unafungua gari za wenyewe wewe? Wewe ni wale watu tumekuwa tukitafuta. Tumewatafuta na leo tumekupata. This time, I had dreadlocks. Shaggy ones, because I didn't have money to do the locks. It was a bad time in life. I was broke and desperate and really wanted to change my life. All the things that I've done in my life have been to make my life better. Doesn't everyone want a better life? Yeah. So, before I knew it, he sounded the alarm, and Ngara is the hotspot. Someone shouts and you get 100 people, you don't know where they came from. So within no time, I was being beaten, seated on the ground with my bag on my back and the spare key. And I tried to explain, please tafadhali, nilikuwa nauza laptop na mwenye nilikuwa nauzia ni kama amenitoka. Tafadhalini, mimi si mwizi, hata sijui kudrive. And they said, this is the same narrative of everyone who has been stealing cars and has been caught. So as I was in this altercation there, being beaten, being questioned, the owner of the car that I was trying to open came. He came with a rungu ya Masai Jura, I think it's called, and he beat the hell out of me. One thing I knew clearly was to make sure that I have protected my head. I tried my best protecting my head. And I sat there, and for a moment, after a very long time, I called upon God. Holding my head to protect it, I called upon God and said, God, I know I have not been talking to you that much. So I was calling to God saying, God, I know that I do not talk to you that much. But today, this is not the end of my story. My story cannot end like this. And this beating was getting serious. I even had people say, leteni tile tumchome, huyu hakuna haja ya watu kama hawa huku Nairobi. Tumechoka. And I told God, this cannot be the end of my story. It cannot end like this. I cannot come from home to this place to look for a way to live a better life and make a life of my own, and it ends like this. And God heard me and he heard my prayer. An askari who had just, a police woman who had just got a matatu, they were passing by. She alighted and she was like, if he was stealing, it's good we have caught him. At least this time we have caught someone and he's going to face the law. So she took me, put me in that matatu. And just to deviate my story, any police woman or man watching this, not everyone you find in such a situation is a guilty person. At times, we have met con people and they conned us, and we had to pay dearly for it. And that was either people have paid with life or a lot of money or doing time that they did not deserve. So this woman, this police woman, as we went to Pangani police station, she was on my case. She was like, why were you stealing? Umekukiiba muda gani? Nyi wezi tumewazoea. So she could not hear anything. So the owner of the car was also in the matatu, and I chose a lot of silence instead of, I just was in a moment telling God, God, you came through and I'm grateful. Wherever I'm going to go, be it jail, be it I be free, Lord, I am grateful because I called you today and I immediately saw you come. So I went to Pangani, and the person who says I was stealing their car said I should pay them 40,000. Remember, I lost my laptop. I was in about justice. I was almost going to die, get burnt, and my life was totally innocent. You know, it was painful. But when I got to the police station, I didn't have the 40,000. I called the girlfriend that I was living with. She never showed up to the police station. The guy that I was selling the laptop for showed up and actually contributed for me getting free. And I called my sister and told her, never. Just look for money for me to get out of this situation, and I'm sure in life one day I might be able to return the money, but I will never be able to repay you. And she had my back. I got free. Spent some amount of money, not the 40,000, thank God. But I was free. And I walked out of that cell thanking God for life. I appreciated life more. I appreciate life more. I never support mob justice anymore. Never ever. Because that person in that crowd might have the same story I'm having today. I'm so sure some people out here have gone through the same, and it all ends up in desperation. In life, appreciate where you are. Pray and thank God for what you have. Even if you seem like you're stuck, never ever be desperate. Pray to God to give you a heart, or to make you just not desperate. Because when you're desperate, you do not think about things. I occasionally overthink, and in this situation, I never did. I just looked at one thing, the money. It almost cost me my life. But that experience gave me the courage to face life and thank God for life, and to make sure that in all situations, I am not desperate. I try my best not to be desperate. Life has changed. God has been good. I got rid of my dreadlocks, not because of that reason though. That is another story for another day. Keep subscribing to this channel. Let's talk about things that are really affecting us as young people. We've talked about loyalty, we have talked about closure. We are going to talk about what friends are for us and what we can be for them, and where we can really find safe spaces and people we can trust so that we are able to share things that are bothering us. And as I said, suicide is not the solution. The solution lays absolutely in your hands. Understand your past, understand where you're coming from. May your dream be bigger than death, because death is never the solution. Thank you for following through my story. This is my heartfelt story of how I went underwent mob justice. And keep subscribing to my channel, Brutally Honest. I want us to be very honest about these things. What are you facing? Let's avoid negative masculinity. Let us be men in touch with our feelings and who are ready to open up and help a generation be better than what we have been. My name is Leonard, and I really appreciate you subscribing and hitting that notification bell. Let's keep hitting it, let's keep sharing the video, and up to next time, have a good time. Kudos.